Hi guys, it's Daniela again and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hello. So I recently watched a video by Kelly Gooch where she spoke about her top 10 purchases of 2020, and as I was watching it I was literally thinking about all my products that I would include in a type of video like that. So I thought, instead of just think about it, why don't I do it? So in her video she just mentioned her top 10 makeup purchases, which is what I'm going to do today. So yeah, today's video I'm going to be talking to you about my top 10 makeup purchases of 2020. And yeah, I hope you're excited about this video, and let's get started. Okay, so I've got my little list. I'm checking it twice. So the first item that came to mind when I was watching this video is this product here. So this is by Missha. This is the Perfect Colour BB Cream. I've got the shade number 23. So I don't know when exactly I bought this, but I do believe this was at the beginning of the year. And it's just honestly one of my favourite foundation BB creams base products I have in my collection. It's something I've used a lot. Whenever I wanted a BB cream, I usually use this because I love the formula of this. I love how it lasts and looks on my skin. This is a product I love mixing in as well with a lot of my products. It is by far my favourite BB cream that I have or that I've tried. I really like the colour and the texture of this. I'll show you what the colour looks like. It comes across like really like grey, but it really just blends into your skin beautifully. I've never had to worry about this looking weird on me. Texture is a bit thicker than what you'd expect a BB cream to be, but I love it, and I'm so happy this was recommended by Jessica Braun, and I'm so happy I was able to buy this. I genuinely think this is a really beautiful BB cream. The only thing about Missha is their shade range is atrocious. There is no shade range. Hopefully one day they do extend their shade range because it is beautiful, and as you can see I've used quite a bit of it. It doesn't look like I have, but you don't need that much of this product anyways because it is quite good coverage. So my next product is one that completely took me by surprise. This is by Primark, so it's PS Beauty. So this is the PS My Perfect Colour Ultra Long Wear Concealer, lightweight, full coverage, and it's got hyaluronic acid. Okay, this doesn't have full coverage at all. Is it lightweight? Super lightweight, like you can't feel it. I really enjoy this concealer on no makeup days. This is the only concealer I found that I can really use on no makeup days and it doesn't look like I'm wearing concealer. I hope they still have this in stock because it is a really good concealer. If you think this is going to be like a Jouer or Tarte Shape Tape sort of situation, you're mistaken. This is not that. This is for those that want coverage but don't want it to be noticeable when you're not wearing makeup. I love using this when I'm wearing no foundation at all. Not too long ago I uploaded a video where I showed you my no foundation routine, and this is a concealer that I use for those looks. I love it. It's such a good concealer. Like, you don't have to set it. It doesn't budge. It doesn't look bad if you're sweating and if you like cry. It doesn't like run. It looks so skin-like. It's so lightweight and so easy to blend that it's such a dream to wear when you're wearing no makeup. Okay, so my next product is by Primark. So it's called the PS Liquid Shadow Duo. This is the shade Double Date. It's a really beautiful brown shade, which I love. This is the shade that I probably use the most out of both of them. I love using this all over my eye. Like, basically I create a look like today with just using this. It's just one quick product. I don't have to like take out a whole palette to create a look, and it's just so beautiful and put together. I do like the metallic side as well. I usually go in with this all over, and if I want to zhuzh it up a little bit, I'll go in and just pat this in the middle of my eye. It's such a beautiful colour on my eyes, and it really just brings out like the lightness and the orangey tones that I have in my eyes. I'm really happy I have this in my collection. I was really surprised I used this as much as I did because yes, I liked it when I first used it. It was a bit of a learning curve because I had never used something like this. But as I just started using it more and more, this became such an easy product for me to use, and a product that I reached for quite a lot. The next one is something that I bought not too long ago, but I find myself using this so much. Like, I find myself having to remind myself to use other blushes. So this is by XX Revolution. So it's their sister brand. It's this kind of orangey shade. Oh my god, I love this colour on me. I use this so much in the summer. I still use it. To be honest, I think this is the colour you can use a lot in the summer or in the winter because it's got a little bit more depth than you would think from just like an orange shade. I'm not surprised that I like it as much as I did because I do like these kind of tones, but I'm surprised that I use it as much as I do because I will be using a whole face palette, use that blusher, and then be like, I'll just add a little bit of this. This year has been the year of liquid blushes for me. I've tried quite a few and I've fallen in love with all of them. There's not one in particular that I can mention because I've been using them all the same. I've loved each and every one that I've tried. So I have the Flower Bomb Liquid Blush in Pinched. Love this colour. This is a very like me colour when I don't want to think about blush too much. I love using this with any makeup because it's like you can't really go wrong with this kind of tone. This is Pinched right there. Formula is stunning. I love the formula. I love the colour. Another liquid blush that I've used a lot is Be by Superdrug Liquid Blush in Nude. This is more like a gel formula than the Flower Beauty one. The Flower Beauty one, as you can see, it's a bit more sheer. This one's a lot more pigmented. But I don't mind that because it's like a liquid. I can just tone it down with like my powders later on. I love this colour. This one and the Flower Beauty one I use as like just kind of everyday blushes. The Flower Beauty one, as you can see, is completely dried down. You do not need a lot of the Be by Superdrugs. Like, you don't need to build them up. With the Flower Beauty one, I would say you do need to build them up just a little bit more. And then my other liquid blush is by Makeup Obsession. This is in the shade Number One Crush. It looks like this. This is just a stunning formula as well. A little bit more emollient, a little bit more like dewy. But I love it. It's a very unique colour in my collection. I don't really have any tones like this. And then I have the MUA liquid blush in Tiger Lily. I love this shade as well. I love using this in the summer. Not really a shade that I reach for in the winter as much, but beautiful in the summer. And then there's Be by Superdrug's liquid blush in Apricot. Love this colour as well. So that's Be by Superdrug in Apricot, that's Tiger Lily, and then that's Number One Crush by Obsession, Makeup Obsession. I love all of them. I'd say that these two have similar formula in the sense of they're a bit more sheer. This one's a little bit more matte. It dries down more matte. This one's a bit more dewy, but they're very sheer, so you can build them up. With the MUA one and the Be by Superdrugs, they're a little bit more pigmented and more like gel formula. So yeah, my liquid blushes were definitely one of my favourite purchases of this year. I couldn't pick just one because I love them all equally. I love them all for different reasons and for different looks. My next product is one that I cannot stop using. I cannot put it down. I actually think it's low-key replacing my Maybelline Superstay. So this is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. I can't tell you how much I have to tell myself to not wear this because this is so stunning, so lightweight, like you can't feel it on your skin. It's got beautiful coverage, it lasts so long on my skin, and when I tell you, it does not budge, does not transfer. I can wear this for 8 hours with a mask and it does not budge. I honestly love it. I'm so surprised I like it as much as that. The next product is this. So this is by Barry M. This is my freckle tint. Honestly, I love this thing. There was a period of time where I couldn't not do my makeup without doing freckles. I was looking for something to make freckles and I'm so happy I bought this one. I love the tone of this freckle tint and how easy it is to just create freckles with it. Like, I honestly can just dab this on my face, get my finger and move it around, and it literally creates more freckles with just the residue of it. I think I bought this in the summer, and as soon as I bought it, that was it. I was just freckled all the time. I would add so many freckles to every look, whether I was doing a simple look or a glam look. I was adding freckles all the time, and I just really love this little thing. So my next product is these here. So these are by e.l.f. So these are the e.l.f. Bite Size palettes. I have Cream and Sugar and Pumpkin Pie. I find myself using these even when I have a lot of time to do a look, just because they're the kind of tones that I love and that I reach for the most. These two have made me absolutely fall in love with kind of minis like this. I want more brands to create palettes like this because I honestly don't need big palettes anymore, because I don't find myself using them as much as I do find myself using these minis. And these are stunningly formulated. I'm just going to swatch some of the shimmers. Just look at that. Wow. The colours are stunning. The formulas are beautiful. I just love them, honestly. And they're like £3. I got one of my friends on them and I think she really likes them. I love them. They're so quick and easy to create a beautiful look with them. I think these are really formulated really well. The colour scheme is beautiful. I actually think the formula of this is very comparable to higher end brand formulas. Yeah, these do not disappoint at all, and they're definitely like my favourite mini palettes from the drugstore. I have another one from Revolution and that one does not compare to these two. I love these. If you have not tried the e.l.f. Bite Size palettes, I would not like wait, just go, run, get there. The next product is by Elf again. So this is the Hydrating Camo Concealer Satin Finish. I've got the colour Light Sand, which I actually think is like the perfect colour for me. It's not too bright, it's not too like deep for my concealer shade. I honestly love this thing. I've been using this a lot, like using this over my Jouer one. I don't think this is going to be like one that I would buy over my Jouer one. I still think I'm going to buy my Jouer one. But for a drugstore concealer, this is definitely the best that I've ever tried. I really struggle to find like my favourite drugstore concealer, and I think I found it in this one. I love the colour on it. I love the formula. It's just really, really nice for me. I was really taken back by how much I've used this and like this, because the Elf matte one I do like, but it's just too light for me. And because it's too light, I just can't get on board and using it as much as I have used this one. And yeah, I'm really happy I got this and I tried it because I really do like it. So I recently uploaded a video where I tried this out for the first time, but I had that video pre-recorded for about 2 months and I've been using it for the time that I've had it. I really like this thing. I didn't tell you what it was. So this is the PS 3-in-1 Brow. I was so surprised I like this as much as I have, because I really didn't expect to like it. I actually like this and prefer the shape of this pencil to my skinny brow pencil, because it's so easy for me to just create my brow because I don't have to do a lot of my brows. I find this one a lot easier. I really like the formula of this, but I do actually think the formula of this is almost, if not just the same as the skinny brow pencil from Primark, but I just think it's in a different format and different component. I would say this is actually my top brow purchase of this year. I've bought other brow products, but nothing compares to how much I've liked this one and how much I've used it. So even though it's relatively new, I've used it every time I've gone to do my makeup or done my brows. So that says a lot, because I haven't been using my skinny brow pencil. And yeah, I really am happy that I bought this, and I really like the colour that I bought as well, which was dark brown. Okay, so technically this should be my last product. However, I do want to mention a setting spray. So this is the L'Oreal Shake and Glow setting spray. It doesn't even look like I've used a lot. Like, I've used up to about here. I have a lot of setting sprays, so I don't just tend to use one setting spray. But I really like this on my skin. It doesn't give you the most intense glow, which I actually prefer because I do have oily skin. But I really like how it makes my skin look. It makes my skin look more like skin. It makes my powder settle into my skin. It gives me just slightly a little bit more glow. It's not too glowy, but it's glowy enough. It doesn't make me look like a oil slick. I usually use this if I'm wearing a really matte foundation like today. I really like this, and I did want to mention it because I haven't really spoken about it on my channel. It's one of those products that I just use and just forget to mention. Another thing as well, usually when I'm doing my setting spray, I do just usually do it off camera. So you never really see what setting spray I use unless I mention it in a specific video. Another reason why I don't think it looks like I've used a lot is because the mist is quite like long and you get a lot of product in one mist. Like, let me show you. Like, you don't need a lot of mists to get your face like wet, if that makes sense. This is a setting spray that I've used a lot this year and I really like it. I really like the formula of it. So yeah guys, those are my 11 top purchases of 2020. The majority of them are like actual favourites. Obviously there's like one that's relatively new to me, but I'm really enjoying this. So yeah, all the products I mentioned today are like my go-to products at the moment. I've been using all of them a lot. And yeah guys, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, I'd love for you to subscribe if you haven't already, like this video if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.